So what do you think of that? It's alright. Welcome to another What do you think of that? It's alright. Today we're doing The Mask. Did somebody stab me? Yes, The Mask, come out in 1994, starring the one, the only Jim Carrey. This is also Cameron Diaz's first proper film role that she ever had, and I pretty much would say it's boosted her into stardom as the years went by. As for this film, I will start off by saying I never knew it was based on a comic book series. So that was interesting to find out as the years went by, and the comic book series is a lot more brutal and creepy, etc. And the fact that the main character of Stanley Ipkiss is in the comic books, but he kind of like dies within like the first few chapters. So yeah, The Mask is a psychotic killing machine. But anyway, they went for a more light-hearted comedy take. 94 this came out, so I would have only been 4 at the time, so I clearly never watched it when it came out, or if I did, I don't remember it. But I do remember this being a classic film that I watched quite a few times as I grew up, and in a matter of fact, it was one of the first ever DVDs I went out and bought personally. So it definitely has a soft spot in my heart. As for the plot of the story, you know, run down Stanley Ipkiss, works for a bank, a bit of a loser type character, but you know, has a banged up car, you know, paying rent to a evil landlord type lady, and you know, has his little friend Milo the dog. But all in all, you know, just a basic character. Then one day he stumbles across this mask, thinking, you know, someone's drowning inside the river. As he jumps in and all that, finds out it's just a mask. The cop's like, what are you doing? I found my mask! And all this, and went back, and you know, everything carries on till one day he looks at the mask, thinks nothing of it, and then all of a sudden it sucks onto his face, and boom, the mask is alive. With his style, his charisma, his sass, everything that Stanley Ipkiss basically is not. As the movie progresses, there's a lot of adult humour jokes in there, which I can't say I would have picked up on as a kid, not till many times later. Like for example, there's a scene where he's doing balloon animals and he picks one out, and it's a Johnny, a condom, as you would say. I was not aware of that little inside joke there. But all in all, I think this is a great movie. If you've not seen it, this is definitely one I recommend. But as for the supporting cast, I cannot tell you any of their names. Jim Carrey, Cameron Diaz, and then yes, characters that I don't say that I really know from other films, personally. But I do have to say these movie reviews are slightly getting a bit better. There's a bit more context to them, but if I still sound like I'm rambling, then yes, I probably am rambling, but thank you for watching anyway. I will give this a solid 8.5 masks out of 10. Yes, that's right, 8.5 masks. Only for the pure fact that The Mask is one of those films that never got a sequel. It stands the test of time, I personally think. As for sequels, they kind of did do a sequel, The Son of the Mask, but people do not talk of that, and it does not really exist. You can look up The Son of the Mask if you want, but be prepared for disappointment. There was a rumour that Jim Carrey would be interested in doing another Mask film, but that's only if the plot was there and the script was good. My personal problem with the sequel to this starring Jim Carrey is the fact this came out in 94. We are now in 2024, so 30 years later, it's one of those typical let's rehash the past type and make a sequel. We don't need it. If you're going to do The Mask, bring it back, but do it in a more dark, sadistic comic book type style, and give us a creepier version. I think that would be a bit more entertaining. Anyway, this was What Do You Think of That?